Jenny and Jeremy, breaking the ice, breaking the ice, breaking the ice. Jenny and Jeremy, breaking the ice, breaking the ice.
Let me tell you about one really embarrassing one. I was trying to seem like the cool mom to my daughter's friends when she was in high school. This was already a fail, but one of my daughter's friends asked me, "Do you like Red Licorice?" And for some reason, I thought that that was probably a band I had never heard of. So I was like, "Oh yeah, I like Red Licorice, but I think I like their older stuff a lot more than their newer stuff." And she just looked at me and she's like, "No, I have some Twizzlers in my bag. Do you want one?" So, yeah. Fail.
Oh yeah, multiple times. The one that stands out to me right now is when I was in high school and I loved the Spice Girls and I was wearing my brand new tennis shoe platform shoes. Oh yeah, tennis shoe platform shoes. This was the 90s. I was walking to the bus stop, and in the town I grew up in, we had horse trails. We didn't have sidewalks. So I thought I was so cool wearing these great shoes. My backpack is full of books. And, well, I tripped in a hole in the dirt in front of everyone at the bus stop. And because my backpack was so heavy, I couldn't stop falling all the way back onto the ground. I would not make it as a Spice Girl, apparently.
Back when I was younger, as I was growing, I used to love to do this thing where I would run and jump and try and touch things that were up really high. My ultimate goal was to be able to dunk a basketball. I fell short, even though I'm probably tall enough to be able to do so. I do not have hops. Anyway, so one day my brother-in-law, I was by him, and I was going to run and jump and hang on this gazebo type thing. And I went to grab it, and my fingers slipped, and my legs swung all the way up, and then my fingers slipped, and I fell down flat on my back on a concrete pad. So I probably fell, 4 or 5 feet, and knocked the wind out of me. I got up, couldn't breathe. My brother-in-law looked at me and said, just give him a moment, he'll be all right.
Canned responses can be good, they can be bad, and in lots of organizations they are otherwise. Let me lay it out. This is what I think. Canned responses are absolutely fine in email, chat, social. They are absolutely fine. If there's something your agents need to tell a customer that there's no benefit to having them actually free text it or keyboard it, help them use a canned response. For example, if they have to tell hours of operation in a retail store, why would you want them to keyboard that? Help them basically copy and paste that kind of information. It's kind of like when you have a barbecue. You might be some weird, intense hipster foodie and you might actually make homemade ketchup, but most of the rest of us don't make homemade ketchup. We spend our culinary efforts on making the cornbread and we buy the ketchup. If there's no advantage to having your agents keyboarding a link to your return policy, then don't have them keyboard that kind of information. But every response to a customer must allow for some free texting. There should be a balance of canned content and free texted content in every response. So it's not so much about canned responses, good, bad. The canned responses you use have to be good ones. They need to be written in your organization's brand voice. They need to be shorter rather than longer. We don't want a canned response that is an entire email from greeting to closing. And they have to prompt the agent to free text. They have to give the agent physically the place in the template to free text and the prompt. The prompt shows the responsibility to the agent. You need to put some of your own authentic writing into this answer, even if most of it is canned. So there you have it.
You know what's good canned? Beans. Okay, I'm not so against canned responses when they're appropriate, but I am a big fan of creating customizable macros. so to say, where the kind of bones of the email are written out, but there's lots and lots of room for the agent to add in personal touches and creativity to make a connection with that customer.
Canned responses have a lot of benefits, especially for written customer service. You know, they make your agents more efficient and they make the message consistent. The one thing I would really hammer on is the need to audit them often to make sure that they're accurate, to make sure that your agents aren't using their own special ones when they should be using the ones that are consistent with the message that you want them to share. And it's really easy for them to get outdated and just to kind of have a life of their own in your support team. I've seen a great tool called Miuros, M-I-U-R-O-S, where you can get analytics around your canned responses and see how CSAT is performing on them and see how much your agents are customizing them. It's a really great tool that I've seen out on the market, and there are others that really help your agents use canned responses better to better answer questions.